Tuesday is my favorite day of the week because I get to drink 2 beers.
Brew Tuesday. Drink 2 beers, yeah! Drink 2 beers, it's 2 Brew Tuesday.
Hello, my beer drinking friends, and welcome to another 2 Brew Tuesday. I am your host, Andy, and on today's episode, we are jumping into the Haze craze. I don't know about you, but Southern California, we've reached this time of the year in May that I like to refer to as May Gray. That's because we get a lot of overcast mornings, puts a little bit of haze, if you will, in the air, and it actually makes for some really great weather. It's sunny by the afternoon, but it's not too hot during the day, and it's actually, a great time to be outside. So I've actually got a couple of hazy beers that are done sort of with a little bit of a West Coast style because they are West Coast breweries. First one up is from Novo, Brazil. They're a brewery that's in the San Diego area in a town called Chula Vista. And this is their Pool Party Haze. So Novo Brazil's been brewing for about 3 years now. As you might have guessed, with all these colorful cans in their name, they actually have some roots from Brazil. So let's pour this hazy beer in a glass and see what we're looking at. All right, look at that. Looks like a glass of orange juice almost. It's got a ton of haze in there. And as soon as I open it up, I'm getting a ton of like citrusy character in there. Let's take a sip and see what it tastes like. Yeah, this is really nice. It's got sort of a creamy mouthfeel, a decent amount of bitterness, but it's actually balanced by a little bit of sweetness and all of those hop aromas and flavors. Lots of citrus, a little bit of tropical fruit notes. I believe this one has some mosaic in it. And what else would it have? It has citra hops as well. Yeah, this is nice and refreshing. Great for a pool party, if you will. 5.5% ABV, so nothing, it's gonna kick your butt too hard. So you can drink a couple of these during the day while you're swimming. Very smooth and refreshing. A lot of people ask, like, what actually makes the beer so hazy? There's a lot of different theories and a lot of different techniques used by breweries today. Some people claim it's all about the yeast. So instead of using a traditional American yeast, a lot of times breweries will use an English ale yeast that's prone to give more fruity flavors. These yeasts also sometimes interact with the dry hops and actually create new compounds that were never in those hops to begin with. Also, those yeasts are, a little less likely to flocculate out. That means at the end of fermentation, they actually sit there and actually stay in the beer a little bit. And some people also think it has to do with the adjuncts that are used in the beer. What do I mean by that? The adjuncts are actually things other than barley to get your fermentables from. Now, obviously, you're probably very familiar with our good friends at Budweiser who put rice in their beer, or our friends at Miller who put corn in their beer. Those are adjuncts. They're not really going to give you any haze. We're looking for more like a protein haze. So these brewers oftentimes will use wheat, they'll use oats, they'll use spelt. Some of those grains that have something that's also going to create a little bit more mouthfeel and, not going to clear up as well in the beer. That is really tasty. I quite enjoy it. So let's move on to our second beer. This one is coming to us from Stereo Brewing Company. These guys are a little closer to LA to me, so they're in Placentia. It's down in Orange County, close to Anaheim. Their brewer, Rick, actually used to be the head brewer at Left Hand Brewing and also at Firestone Walker. So he's actually got some great brewing credits on his resume. I took a look at their website. They got a lot of fun stuff going on. Would definitely like to go check out this brewery pretty soon. They put like mixed song lists together for some of their beers. So again, this has got sort of that pale yellow to orange color. Cannot even see my fingers on the other side of this glass. It's total haze bomb. Nice, fluffy white head. Looks like it's got a pretty good amount of carbonation. This is really nice. It's got a little bit of a tropical fruit with some pine and some resin. Oh, and I forgot to mention the name of the beer. This is actually called Astral Plain Hazy IPA. I believe this is the third in a series of hazy beers that they're doing. Yeah, I'm getting what it says on the can. Tropical fruit, tangerine, and that resiny pine. This is a little bit bigger. It's 6.6%, I believe. 6.8%, if I can read correctly. I promise you I haven't been drinking before I started this. Wow, I can smell that beer all day long. It's got a lot of complexity. So yeah, the mouthfeel on this beer is really smooth, but it's got a lot of carbonation too, so it doesn't have that lingering effect on your tongue where you have any of that slickness. It's got a little bit more bitterness. Again, I think that really actually serves this beer well. So you get sort of those nice juicy characters, but then you also get the carbonation and the bitterness. So you're not like, it's not leaving a lingering taste where you're like, I don't know if I want any more beer. You definitely want more of this beer. Awesome. Well, those are our 2 beers for 2 Brew Tuesday. I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Gotta remind you one more time, please, if you do anything, give us a thumbs up. And also, even better, if you click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our content. You can also find us on Facebook, on Instagram at Wild World of Beer. And until next Tuesday when I get to have 2 more beers, cheers everybody. Today, because I get to get